able to homeschool
Alright.
from night.
Wait, what do I gotta unlock it or not?
Just tap.
Oh, there we go. Got it.
Okay.
There she blows.
Was it? Yeah, we're good.
Yep, she's good to go.
I'm so glad she did.
Oh,
She's,
let me share this bad boy on
Bible
here.
study because it was a
Share
Bible
away.
based course.
We got
of course.
a special treat for you
So
guys
she-
tonight.
she studied.
So just
Yeah.
bear with us. Oh, I share this in every.
All 47 things.
Oh, 47. What? Oh yeah,
Sweetie.
the promo pic. Yeah, you haven't been sharing it, have you?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see.
I shared it to all the ones I follow on my page.
Yes.
Oh, you did?
There's only like
Also, right
6 or
around
7,
here, he's very
8,
soft.
6,
I like
7.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Just
because I don't
giving
want to follow the same
them-
ones we all follow.
Yeah, right.
Squeaky, scratchy.
Yeah.
Right. I gotta give the people that usually always watch too, people from Pittsburgh a shout out.
Really beautiful.
It's for the whole
beautiful
Pittsburgh page, and they always repost it. And they
They do it quick.
They do it really fast, and it's like 18,000 people or something too. And the guy even posted on the Pittsburgh page, the host, like, hey, check these guys out, give them a chance. They're actually pretty funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took a screenshot of it because I was like, that's pretty cool.
I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. Share it to all 50 million places.
Not wearing my mics in my beard today.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. You can't, can you?
Can. We have a guest.
Cannot. We have a guest.
I gotta.
Back and forth. It'd be a little weird if you kept it in the.
I know, it'd be a little
In the
weird.
beard.
If I was like,
Yeah. Huh? What's that? A little louder.
Yeah.
One
I
sec.
think you lost a cat. Mm.
so today's show's gonna be pretty interesting, yeah?
Oh yeah. No, it's gonna be a good.
Did you see what happened? No.
It's gonna be a good show for sure. We'll have 2 special guests for you. And let me just.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah, if you don't want.
If you're good,
So,
it's
it's
fine.
so weird because I said, Keely, you can.
Yeah, it's really. It's not a big deal if you
All
want
kids
to
in high
come on or
school on
not.
Did you know that?
I did not. I'm not even sure exactly. I know Tinder's like a dating website.
Tinder? What about
Swipe
Tinder?
Left, swipe right,
Oh, yeah.
whatever that is.
Who's on Tinder?
Like all the kids in high school are on freaking Tinder now.
Oh yeah, Tinder's huge.
It's crazy.
That's the only way.
They're
It's.
meeting guys like in New York City and New
It's-
York and
it's-
everywhere, and then these girls are going off and meeting these guys.
No,
You're not
Tinder.
on that.
That's how people meet.
Seriously? I'd rather stay at home, read a book, watch TV, cuddle with the cats, and eat popcorn.
Exactly.
No,
You
that's-
should know me by now. You raised
I
me.
know.
That's how people meet right now. Like, this is how it is. Like that's where, and like if you think about it, okay, so if you're a young person and you want to meet someone, how do you meet them? Just I'm curious.
Church.
Except for, well, I don't go to
For
church.
your parents, your
Laundromat.
parents' friends.
Laundromat.
Laundromat.
Yeah, like the young people's whole perspective is that there's nowhere.
You know what used to be a big place? Supermarket.
Supermarket.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Supermarket?
Yep.
Feeling,
Yeah.
feeling the melons.
Yep. Supermarket.
Feeling the melons.
Yeah. And then school.
Yeah, school.
School.
School, but
That was
But,
me.
but these kids are just meeting all these guys from out of town.
oh yeah.
Her one
Lo-
friend just has gone through this, and the guy, they spent the night, right?
Oh yeah.
She's not even she's 18, just turned 18, not even graduated.
That's
And
crazy.
then of course spent the night, and he said, "Oh, I don't feel well. I have to travel back." Got on the bus and went back home, and said, "I'm done. You know,
Oh
I
my
don't think I want to
gosh.
be in a relationship."
Wait, when he met and saw the person? Like.
Yeah, they
Okay.
had met a couple times.
Oh, they had
and
met a
then-
couple times. Okay.
A couple times, and he came in from out of town. He busted in.
Man.
Yeah. I
Jeez.
said, "Okay."
Huh.
Sad.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I no. That's
I'm telling
that's just scary.
It's
That's
a-
all that-
It's a huge moneymaker, though, the dating websites. Especially the ones you gotta pay for.
Right.
There's a lot.
So what are we talking about today?
Yes, now we're gonna do a little
Are we into this?
men verse men. I won't say
Sorry,
men
men.
verse women. Sorry, I'm so full. Me and Kristen made this giant Thanksgiving dinner tonight. It's freaking awesome.
You don't even
Yummy.
celebrate.
Exactly. I don't celebrate on Thanksgiving.
Doesn't mean Kenny.
Well,
Not
you
Thanksgiving.
So he has the energy drink. What are you drinking?
But yeah, no, it was super good. It was banging.
Oh.
So yeah, no, we're gonna do a little men and women.
Men versus women.
Then versus now, how things have changed. Things have changed quite a bit.
Things have changed quite a bit.
Women today are so much different from women, who were born during the boomer generation, if you will.
Boomer, you
Even
are.
your generation.
You're a boomer, right?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
absolutely.
Yeah.
So-
Even your generation has changed.
Yes.
Even my generation has changed from what Gen X or Gen Z is now.
Yeah,
I don't know if it gets worse or better.
it gets worse.
You think it gets worse?
Z is now. X was what? 19, graduated in the
Yeah.
80s, or born in
Yeah,
the 80s.
yeah, yeah.
Gen X, the lazy generation.
No.
That's
I would,
reputation
say,
again.
I would say it's not the lazy generation. We're more of the generation of we just don't care.
Don't care.
We just don't care.
Yeah.
Gen Xers, we don't.
Just don't care. And then, of course, at the end, we'll have a movie review for you, too.
Yes, movie review.
I have a lot to say on it.
So are we just gonna introduce
Want
her?
to jump right in? Yeah. All right.
So we'll call you on first
Okay.
because the couch isn't big enough for us.
Right. Well, she doesn't really want to.
Okay.
That's fine.
No, that's
And
fine.
then we
Yeah.
will have one.
Yes.
And
She is the famous Bon Ling. She's one of our biggest fans.
biggest fans.
Very famous. I'm not sure exactly how she met us, but she watches all of our
It was-
videos.
It
She always
through
comments
this.
nice
It
things.
was through this, wasn't it?
I think
at
it was-
the, at the
It was from
at the car
sharing.
show, but
Yeah, it was through this because I watched you guys at the Trump rally. I watched you guys at the car show. I
Yeah.
watched you guys at the medieval fair.
Yeah.
Was it
I
through
must
like
have stumbled upon you.
Yeah.
And she's been with us ever since.
yeah.
So yes, without further ado,
And she brought us cookies.
and she brought us cookies. Second time. And they are
Second time.
seriously the best cookies I've ever
Those
had.
cookies were.
I'm not just
amazing.
saying it because she's here. They were amazing cookies.
They were.
Katie.
So good.
Thank
Kaylee
you.
made 'em.
Okay.
Oh, Kaylee. Okay, Kaylee's the master behind that.
All right.
Where do you want
So
me?
awesome.
Right.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
sit right in here.
Kaylee's the master.
Mr. Bon Ling.
Sit a little closer to Austin so I can be on camera. All right.
Is
Yep.
that good?
That is
Yep,
good.
that is
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
She got her drink. She's all set.
Yeah.
I'm set.
All right, Bon Ling, tell us a little about yourself. Short little bio.
Okay. Pushing 70, mother of 3 children, 1 adopted, 2 boys, a girl.
How old are the kids?
Let's see. Ricky is 44, Aaron is 43, and Kaylee is 19.
Oh, okay. Are you from Erie originally, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Born and raised in Erie.
Born and raised. Did you live in downtown Erie or Girard area? Or?
Little Italy.
Little Italy. I grew up in
Oh,
Little
yeah,
Italy.
that's
It's
how
like
you
Browns Avenue and Liberty area in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very cool. And did you ever live anywhere else?
Nope, that was it.
Hmm.
Nope. Moved to Mill Creek, and then from Mill Creek, East Springfield, and from East Springfield back to Girard.
Oh, okay. So what brought you out to Girard area?
Actually, it was a really weird story. I was an adopted child, never found out until I was about 36.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird.
Huh.
And both my adopted parents had been passed away, and so my biological mother is from Girard, and there was 3 generations of the Blazers that actually worked the Battles estate here in Girard.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
worked for Battles and worked the farm.
Oh, dang. Wait, Battles is the little farmhouse looking place, right?
Yep, and they're the ones that had the first bank in Girard.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah.
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
they were
That's
very.
still standing, right? There.
It is.
But it's like a Y.
It's wine. Yeah.
Oh, that place. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Mhm.
Wait, so you found out you were adopted when you were 35. How
36, I think I was. Yeah.
how was that? Was it weird?
Well, I got the phone call from a gentleman that I had been with, and we had a son together. And anyway, yeah, he called me and he said, "I think you better sit down." And I'm like, "Why?" And I'm thinking, "Oh, he wants to file for custody. Let him do it."
Yeah, go ahead. Have it.
Yeah. But he said someone contacted my brother and said that she was your sister. I'm like, wait.
Man.
Yeah.
1 second. I forgot to do this.
And then I started doing some research.
But he
Oh, you started
said
doing some
someone
research?
contacted-
Yeah.
Of what? Like the
You've been
about your
technology.
original
Right.
your
Right. My sister had left a message and she was a half sister actually. So my sister had left a message with this gentleman and said, she had a dream one night and she knew about me but never knew where I was. So anyway, she said, "I had a dream. If you want to find a living, go through the dead." And she happened to find out that my mother was buried out of Burton's funeral home, and I worked for Burton's actually for a while at 10th and Cherry,
Did you really?
for a little while. And then, yeah.
Man.
It was just a strange story. And then she said, "If you really want to know, there's a pastor in West Springfield that you can talk to that knows your mother's story." So my mother had 6 children, and the last 3 she adopted each and every one of us out.
Oh wow.
My
Yeah.
brother ended up in California.
Who
My
was-
sister ended up with a missionary couple. But we have all found each other now.
Who was the pastor? Was it?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I have it written down, but I can't remember.
It wasn't federated then.
No, it was not federated. No, it was out in West Springfield.
Oh yeah, that's not Western.
I think it's a church up there by the is it a VFW out there? But there's a church there. You go up the road, and I think it was that pastor, but I can't remember his name because it's been so long now.
I'm just trying to think of how weird it would be to freaking find out you were adopted. Like, I don't know if I'd
It
be
was the
angry, if I'd
weirdest
be.
thing, man. And I'll tell
I
you,
bet.
just so my sister's coming over, and it was just me and the boys at that point, and I'm cleaning up the house, and I'm getting ready to go, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, Mother's coming. It was the weirdest feeling ever. Yeah, and then to explain this to my children,
Yeah, seriously.
that was a whole
I'd have been
other.
like,
Yeah,
Not phased at all.
that was,
Okay.
that was a whole other, yeah. And then met my mother for the first time as well, so.
So were you close with her after that, or no? Was it like more of a one-time?
Yeah, we got to be a little closer. I got to find out a lot about myself, why I am the way I am. Got to meet I found my brother out in California, so he flew home, got to meet him for the first time.
Yeah.
And then got to meet my sister, who is she's a doctor down in South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
that's
nice.
pretty cool.
Very cool. Did you find out any of them were millionaires or billionaires?
No,
No.
no luck in that.
Very cool. Very nice.
So how old would you have been when you started dating men? As we get into men and women.
Put your hands over your ears. I think I was 15 when I had my first serious, relationship.
Oh man, 15. So did you guys meet in school or?
We're still friends, actually.
Really?
Yeah, we were together for a long time. No, I met him at a prep tech football game.
Wow.
Wow.
And what attracted you to him? Was it his looks or his
He
personality?
was attracted. I was on the prep side cheering for tech.
Oh.
I was being a little belligerent.
Very nice. You
So,
didn't go to Strong Vincent, did you?
no, I went to
Okay.
tech.
Oh, you went tech. Okay, gotcha.
Where do you want to start?
Huh?
Tech.
Day. Oh, here's a question. Well, basically, you're very independent from what we can tell. Like you seem, I wouldn't say you've been alone most of your life, but you've had to do some things that are pretty important by yourself, right?
Wants and needs. You know, I mean, would I like to have a partner? Yes. Has it ever worked out for me? No. So yes, I learned to do a lot of things on my own, mechanics, fixing, whatever it is. You know, there used to be a big library where you go down to the library and take out a book. Now it's just,
Right.
you
YouTube.
open up YouTube, yeah.
So
Yeah.
were you ever married or?
Yes, I was.
You were married for
Yeah.
how long?
First marriage, I was married for 5 years and my husband passed away.
Mm.
And then first marriage, we were together about 8-9 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Okay,
did not
so-
want to. Ended up he did not want to have children, and so yeah, I ended up meeting my second husband actually, and yeah.
Interesting.
Would you
Don't stop, Kevin. Don't stop.
do you think women need men? Need?
No, again back to needs and wants,
Mhm.
right? You have needs and you have wants, and I think that if you're in that wanting or that needing mode, it's not healthy. But if you need something or you feel or if you want something in your life that's really fulfilling, then yeah. Do we need them? No.
How about in a parent situation? Should a man be in? I kind of feel like
be together. Are you
I
saying?
think I kind of feel like that a man and a woman should parent a child because of the stages of life where a child needs a man in his or her life versus the mom, and I think it's doable because my mom sort of did it, but it's doable, but I don't think it's the best course.
You're correct.
Oh yeah,
It's not.
in a perfect world, yeah. I mean, obviously you'd want the parents to be together and both of them raise a kid, but it's just
Yes.
not the case nowadays with a lot of families.
No, it's not. And it's hard to keep that balance because, I'm kind of from the old school where, you know, men are the head of the family, and I think that probably is still the best way. Men set the temperature, men set the tone. They're the ones that go out. They're the ones that do, and then you have the wife at home, and she's the homemaker. And you know, that's the difference between the men and women, right? Because back in the day, men were the ones that went out and hunted the dinosaurs and did their
Right.
thing, and then you know, I mean,
hunter gatherer.
yeah, hunter gatherer, and then women were the nurturer and caretakers.
So do you think that's the old style, like you just explained, is good or still feasible today? Like, you still believe that should be the case, that women stay home and
Yes,
men
and
work?
I think that would be the most beneficial for a family and for raising children today, especially in the world the way it is. You know, but is it feasible today? No.
So-
No,
so-
no.
So many-
Unfortunately, it's not feasible for everybody. I mean, there are people that can do it.
No, but it's tough to have just one.
It
one
is.
parent.
It really is because of just the nature of the world. I think that's a major setback for a lot of children
Mhm.
in their growth. The way that the world works, and not everybody can have one parent in the house.
Well, a lot of the younger generation, I guess my generation or Gen Z, like, feel that it's almost like sexist for that to be the case, for women to stay home and, you know, they cook, they clean, blah blah blah, and the men work, like, because, and I get it, women are, I feel like they're, I guess, I don't know if it's more independent now, but I guess women have more, they want more, I don't know what it is, they want more power, or like they don't like the old way of things. They think that women should go to work and stuff too.
I think
Depends
there's
on how you're raised, and that's a fallacy, though.
Mhm.
Women are better at some things, and men are better at some things. And that's just the way it goes. You know,
so you're saying men and women aren't really equal,
no,
but we have equal responsibilities.
yeah,
People get mad at
in
that
different
statement.
ways. In different ways.
Right.
Right.
Men have their responsibilities, women have theirs. Now today that gets very confused because women don't like to think that's my responsibility.
Right.
Men don't like to think, well, that's not my my responsibility. And no, it doesn't. Yeah.
It's a kind of a weird question, but I always have this vision in my head of how
Here we go. Are you going where I think you're going?
no,
Not yet.
not quite yet, but like, I feel like women were so much more, they almost had to be extra obedient to their husbands back in the day. And I wonder if that was the case with you, if you just did everything you pretty much told you to do.
See, I don't think it was.
No, I was
That's
I was just the opposite.
I was the opposite.
I was I always did my own thing. It was just one of those things. If when my husband went to work, if the room needed painted, I painted it. I remember my husband went off one time. He had to go to school in Toledo, Ohio for something, and he came back. I had the seats ripped out of the car. I put new carpeting in the car. I
Damn.
waxed and buffed that baby. It was all done. He came home and he goes, "What?" But
And I think that's kind of cool that it's kind of tomboyish, but it's still not in the same at the same
awesome.
sense.
yeah,
But were you the anomaly back then, or a lot of women like you, very independent in a marriage?
I have a question about
I'm still the
independence.
anomaly.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like, were your
So-
friends and stuff the same way, or no?
No,
Okay, so you've
no. A
always
lot of them, I've always been, something needs done. I'd rather go and research it and learn how to do it rather than pay. If I had to pay a repairman for everything that went wrong in my home, I'd be broke.
Okay.
So you have to learn how to do things, and you have to learn. And a lot of women say, "No, I would never do that. I don't want to do." What was it? Kaylee was watching the Kardashians the other day or something like that, and she said to me, she goes, she was trying to cut a cucumber.
How do you try and cut a cucumber?
She had the cucumber here. She had the knife here.
Oh, gosh.
And was trying to cut the cucumber. And she goes, "Well, I don't know how to do this. This is why we have cooks."
So
That's
real quick, Kristen today, her daughter, she's 18. Actually, she's watching too. We were cooking and stuff. And she handed me a can opener, open the cans. She said, "Do you know how to use it?" So I was like,
what?
"Of course I know how to use this. Who doesn't know how to use this?" She's like, "Kaylee doesn't know how. Kaylee's 18 years old. She didn't know how to use a can opener. She
What
used
kind?
to
Oh Lord.
just
Just the kind that you clamp on and spin.
yeah, just normal. Yeah, she's so used to using the one that you
The electric one.
the electric one. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
You know what though? I'll hand you a P38.
I mean, I'm already at the P37, but P38 is a little different too.
What do y'all talk about?
I have no
It's,
idea.
it's a military can opener.
Military
Oh,
can.
okay.
But yeah,
Oh, one of
so-
those little tiny clip-on ones.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh no, the one that you go like this with
Mhm.
the yeah. I know what you're talking about.
It's just, that's kind of correct me up, but yeah.
Yeah.
What was your question for it?
It wasn't quite. Well, it's a question, but it's a statement question. I do believe that. See, women feel like women of today feel like they can't be independent if they're married, but I feel like they can be independent because a woman, although part of a relationship, still has her own personal self.
Yeah.
So, and I think a lot of women today get caught up on the whole feminist card where women can't be independent if they have a husband.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think you can be independent in a marriage still?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of women get that confused and they feel like they get married and then they're not going to be independent. They're not going to be able to do what they want.
But do they want to be that way? I feel like some women are happy just doing.
Oh, sure, for sure.
What do you call independence in a marriage?
Having, like, your own hobbies. Doing your own things.
Of course.
Not being. So, one of the verses in the Bible says women should submit.
Yes.
And I kind of thought, and we kind of discussed it Friday, whatever, that I think people get that word misconstrued with the feeling of today where someone says submit and all of a sudden you're tied down, locked up, you're not allowed to do things, and I don't think that's the case.
No.
Because if a man has the wife's best interests, the wife will automatically have the interest of the man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Well, I'm still.
yeah, and have her own life. I mean, how can you be a person?
And be ruled.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't be a person and be real. I mean, I would think that that kind of thinking. I think that would take a man out of that marriage, make him cheat a little bit because he wants that. He wants that woman that can be a little independent, a little feisty too.
Right.
I'm still caught up in relationships when you were growing up and stuff. Was it common for guys to cheat on their wives and the wife just be like, not saying anything?
Oh, down in Lily was.
Those Italians.
Those Italians, man. I'm telling you, they had their wives and they had
They're Goomba or
No, it's
what do you call that? It's they had their wives and they had their mistresses.
Goomba is
They
like
had
an insult.
they had their wives and they had their mistresses, and it was a double standard, and that's just yes. I know many that just no, that was never spoken of.
See,
Never talked about. See, honey, I'm going down to the club. Mm-hmm.
That proves my point.
I didn't see.
Not my point.
I didn't see any of that growing up in my family, so
Oh.
I can't really say. But I wasn't also a woman dating back then either. So.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's what happened to the very first boyfriend. Actually, he wanted to do that with me. I'm like,
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, really?
no, that ain't happening.
Wait, he wanted to date
He
you
tried.
and have a Goomba.
He tried. Well, no, don't say Goomba. No, that's
Goomba is something different. That's like an insult.
mistress or his. The lady on the side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Side chick.
Wait, he wanted to do that. He wanted to do that with
Side
you?
chick.
That's a new term.
Was this
Side
when,
chick.
was this when
Yeah.
you were 15?
Oh no, this was a
Oh.
little bit later. No,
Oh, okay, I
because
was
we
gonna say,
dated for
holy
a number of years, and then we separated, and actually I got married, and then got divorced, and then we got back together again. Actually, but yeah, then.
Oh, okay.
Like, nah,
But he said it. He told you though. He said, "This is what I want to do. I want to date you, and I want to see someone else."
I knew. I found out.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
no, he didn't come to me and say, no,
I was like,
they're not going to
"Jeez,
do that.
he's got some balls. Like, here's what we're gonna do.
No, they're not going to do that.
Oh,
No,
man.
but I happened to find out, and I'm like, no.
I have.
I'm
What's
not,
your mom saying?
I'm not like your mother.
She was talking this. I don't know why she commented. It's something that we're doing on Friday. I don't know why. I think Penny, the girl's on here. But she's having a conversation with people in the chat.
Okay.
Wait, so here's another. Was domestic violence very strong when you were growing up?
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of that. Do you think there was more back then than there is now? Or was
Yeah.
it? Really?
Probably, yeah,
Hmm.
I think so. There's a lot, there's a lot more people in the world. There's a lot less married people, I think, in the world now than there was back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
marriages
yeah,
don't
there
really
was a
last
lot
long.
of there was some violence going on back then.
I know people get divorced more now than it is when you were growing up, but was divorce a common thing, or was it like you suck it up, you don't get divorced, that's very
No,
you never
I
got
don't know
divorced?
any of my parents my parents' friends, the ones that raised me. I never knew any of them that ever got divorced.
Why
No.
why do you think that was though?
Hold them like this.
It was that double standard thing. The women stayed home. I can remember, the women in the kitchen doing all the cooking, and the guys were out there smoking their cigars and, doing all that. And then, and then the women knew to scatter because the men were going to have a conversation after dinner. It was just one of those things that was an old Italian household back in the day.
See, I haven't seen any of that.
You didn't see any of
See
that?
that?
I really, I mean,
Of course, they had a lot of number running too back then.
Yeah, running numbers.
Yes, they
I mean,
did.
I guess my grandfather on my Italian side, my dad's side, he died when I was like 1, so I really didn't see any of that. I was just all my grandfather, my dad, or my grandmother, my dad, my aunts. So that was who was mainly at dinners and stuff.
I have
So
never met.
I guess it was a different environment.
However,
That's just really interesting.
And if there was any violence, even with the children, sometimes sometimes they would beat some of those kids. We didn't talk about that. You knew about it, but you don't talk about another person's business back then.
It was
Oh,
yeah,
really?
you keep your mouth shut.
Nope. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
That's for sure. I know that.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut. You don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Number one, it was embarrassing. And
So grow up there setting good fellows. The 2 most important things in life. Never rat on your friends and always keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is. Back in the
For
day,
sure.
nobody ratted, nobody said anything, I remember one time a little girl that I used to play with, and it sounded really bad, but they stuffed beans up her nose
Wait, what?
because
For
she
what?
kept crying and she wouldn't
Oh my
stop, and
God.
she got up. I'm serious. And they ended up taking her to the hospital.
Wait,
Yeah,
who
and
shoved beans?
she confided in me, but no one ever talked about that.
oh my goodness.
Wait, did it work? Shoving the beans up the nose?
I have no idea.
What the heck? That's so
I
weird.
don't know. I don't.
Who put the
Yeah.
beans on her
The
nose?
girl was crying, so they shoved beans.
No,
up
I
her
get
nose.
it, but I don't know why you
if it
would.
was the mother or the
Oh,
father or
no.
who it was, but yeah. But no, everybody knew, and then I remember my mother finding out about it, and she said, "Don't you ever talk about it? Don't you ever say anything."
Oh, really?
Oh,
Man.
gosh, yes.
My mom
Yeah.
would get me to stop crying. She just asked me a question. Want me to give you something to cry about?
There you go. That's about it.
And I go, no, I really don't. I'd shut my mouth.
My mother made me go out and pick the thing off the willow tree that
willow
one
tree
time.
branch, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
We didn't
Wait,
have
she
that.
did that with you?
yeah,
Man,
that hurt.
We had oak
Whew.
panels.
did it work?
Oh yeah.
It did work.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. No, no. I
So-
minded my P's and Q's.
So what do you think about parenting today that you're never supposed to spank your kid? Is that good or bad?
Soft parenting. Do we really want to get into that?
We can touch on
My
it.
son is doing that out in California, and I'm not seeing it work out too good. I don't know.
So he's not being very disciplined with them. He's not.
Discipline, yes, but if it's like, okay, buddy, you were good today. Let's go off to Legoland.
Oh,
What?
okay. He's rewarding him
I
for
said-
doing it.
I actually said to him, I said, you could say, come on, let's make a bag of popcorn and sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Lego.
You know? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or let's go get you a set of Legos, or so, and it's soft parenting. There's no
I was
real
just gonna say that's what she was telling me.
disciplinary measures with this new thing. We talk a lot. My oldest son and I talk a lot. We're very close,
Mhm.
and I've been trying to get him to do a little bit more, but he. There's a different dynamic going on out there. Of course, in California, you cannot spank your child in California. Oh,
No.
Not whatsoever?
Lord, no.
If the school
Even
finds out,
back
you're.
here, yeah.
Well,
no.
that's. You think obviously it's not good to put out cigarettes on your kid or something, but spanking them's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, you can. Well, yes.
No, I mean, in your mind.
Oh, spare the rod, spoil the child.
That's right.
Yeah, no.
I,
James always
I was
says
I was in a Walmart? I forget. We were in a store, and you were acting up, and I smacked her on the top of the head. Some guy commented to me. He goes, "Does that work?" I go, "Yeah, maybe you should try it." And then I walked away.
Jesus. Oh man.
Well, they came up with that thing where I remember one time, I remember one time my youngest
remember
son,
that.
can't remember what he did. He's the challenging one, my youngest one.
Mm.
And I can't remember what he did, but I was madder than a wet hen. He had pulled his drawers out, did that. He was
damn.
being, yeah. And so I'm like, you get over here. I'm gonna kill you, you know. He opens up the window and he yells out, help, my mother's gonna kill me. To all the neighbors.
They all heard it?
Oh my. And across the street was this pathologist, and he just looked over and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna call the police on me. Oh Lord. And and he was always the challenging one, and like I said, and I remember being at the mall one time, and his dad had given him like this big red gummy thing. He has ADHD. It drove him right up the wall. And so he was being bad. I couldn't control him. I yanked him out of that buggy and marched his little butt into that lady's room. And I had one spoon in my diaper bag.
You carried one with you? Damn!
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is about today that, you know, displaying your kids in any physical manner is completely
I remember
a no-go?
Because people
I
are
remember
stupid.
People say it doesn't work though, hitting something. They
It
say
worked for
like
me.
they say like with a dog, hitting a dog doesn't work. Same with hitting a kid doesn't work. That's what people
You
say
can't
today.
always do positive reinforcements. You can't. It's just impossible to always do positive reinforcements.
Yeah, that child stuff just doesn't. You have to. You're not your child's friend. You're not your child's. You're your child. You're your child's parent, and you have to parent. You have to. You know, you
Mhm.
got to be the parent, and the parent is here to guide the child. Right? This is wrong. This is right. You
Right.
reward. You know, but you don't go crazy with the rewards. But
Kind of
they're-
like, I don't know, the punishment should fit the crime.
the punishment. Yeah.
And maybe that's the problem. So many parents today think that they're, you know, they should be best friends, them and their kids.
That just turns bad.
But so should you ever be your kid's friend, or is it parenting first?
Parenting comes first.
Yeah, but can you be their friend? I guess if you're a parent, you kind of already aren't a friend.
Sometimes, but not. I don't
Really? Bella's not your friend?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but
Okay, Kelly and I are friends.
I'm
okay.
the parent
Okay.
first.
Right.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely. Yeah, you gotta put your foot down.
Yes, absolutely. So we kind of talked about that. Should women stay in the kitchen? Should women submit to a man? We kind of touched on that.
Who's Imaginary Susan?
Huh?
Imaginary Susan? Do we know her?
Uh-uh.
Hi, Imaginary Susan.
Yes, hello.
Do you know Imaginary Susan?
I do not.
Okay.
So what about this? Would a woman make a good president of the United States?
No.
No?
Never. Let's get into that.
Ooh.
So
Everyone calm down.
What was that statement you had the other day?
I'm not gonna make a lot of statements.
No, you read it. Women.
I saved it in here somewhere. It was like women are feeling. Oh, men think women
Feel?
feel. I think it saves that down. Yeah, men think women feel.
Well, that's because that it's as far as I know anyway, well known factor that men can think out of one side of their brain, and men can compartmentalize. Women cannot. Women think of both sides of their brain at the same time,
Mhm.
and then
Hmm.
Let's say thank you to Imaginary Susan for watching. She's new.
Yes, hello.
Imaginary Susan.
So you say women would not make a good president ever?
Do you think there's an anomaly woman that could do it? We may not have found her yet, but do you think? Because I have this, I don't know if it's a theory, whatnot, but I don't know what you want to call it. Like, men and women, we're definitely not equal. We have positive strengths and weaknesses that, and my biggest example is women are just way better at nurturing than men. Like, it's just...
No, women are definitely better nurturers.
It's just how it is.
For sure.
But there is those anomaly women that could do a man's job well, but it would be more work for them.
That's
but there are some women that don't have a nurturing bone in their body.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
There's
another thing.
there's
So,
the
as things-
anomaly people.
and there's guys that don't have a working bone in their body.
Right.
That's true. As things progress and things start to get a little, I don't know, say stranger and stranger.
Deteriorate.
Very much.
Yeah, I mean things are biologically changing in people anymore, and whether we were just talking about this, that they, that pesticide that they're putting, makes frogs, it makes frogs, what is it? Gay. Did you know that? This one pesticide, it makes, yeah, and it changes them physically and mentally. It's weird.
Well, when they ask me to spray weeds at work, I'm gonna say no.
Well, I read this today on bananas. If you wash your bananas when you get them, they won't brown. They'll stay fresh for about 3 weeks because they put a ripening agent. They spray it on the banana. So if you wipe them down, they stay fresh for 3 weeks. I was like, really? Dang.
I didn't know that.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, they spray everything.
But no, I think men need to stay at least present. Who knows what's going to happen 100 years from now if we're all still here? I think it needs to. I think men just make better leaders. I think men are women more compassionate. Can women be leaders? Absolutely. I just think for now, right now, I think men would just make better leaders, and women have their their thing in the Senate and things of that sort with our government that do a great job, right? But I think right now, I mean, could you ever even imagine if Kamala got elected?
Ugh.
Knowing what's going on in the world today,
Oh
I mean,
God.
she would have been laughed at on the world platform. That's just not,
Yeah.
and I'm not, her absolutely not. There could have been a better choice maybe, but
For sure. Yeah.
you know.
It's like they say women do not make good airline pilots because they're not good under pressure. Like that's just kind of a fact that they
But there
say.
are those anomalies. I just saw a lady. What was it the other day? She just she's one of those Top Guns.
Yeah, she's
Oh yeah.
I think I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a fighter pilot. Again, I'm not saying.
She's cool, collected. She's got to be cool as a cucumber.
Oh yeah,
I bet. Boy, I'll tell
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, you got.
Yeah.
So there are anomalies, as
Right.
you say, of course.
Yeah, we're not saying every guy's
Right.
good at this or
Just
every
like
girl's
there's
good at this.
anomalies in men too. You have feminine men.
You do.
And okay, fine, whatever.
Or how about because you talk about feminine men, do you think men have become less manly?
Because of the standards of society.
Right.
And how men are pushed to be more emotional, more in touch with their feelings.
What girls, their peers, girls their age are attracted to.
That lost it in one way. I think that there's a lot of confusion as to what a man's role is today. I think that there's a lot of that, and I don't know if it's again, I don't know if it's biological or it's just society. What society is dictating and says you're supposed to be this or you're supposed to be that.
Right. Yeah. Nope. Absolutely. What?
Love all the axes behind it.
Oh, the guitars.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's interesting. You say that right now there's no woman that could be president. I've never heard another woman say that.
I know.
I love your honesty about it too. That's awesome. But you really don't hear anyone say that.
I haven't seen one yet, and even with Hillary, I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe Hillary, maybe, but I just don't know. Well, yeah.
God.
Anything was better than Kamala.
Oh yeah, things are already so weird. Real quick. Okay, when you were growing up and then now, like things are way out of whack right now. Is it a world that you really enjoy living in still? With how everything's just way out there.
It's scary. It's a scary world, and of course, as I grow older and with my age, of course, I look at things differently because things are so different anymore today.
A lot of younger people aren't having kids on purpose because they say they don't want to raise them in a world like this.
Right.
Which I kind of understand.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, it's just right now we're in a very scary time.
Right. Absolutely. So here's okay. What are your thoughts on trans people?
Should we narrow that down?
Should we narrow that down
to like trans people in sports? We'll say first.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of confusion with trans people.
You mean trans people are confused?
I think so.
I think so.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry if anybody's watching that's trans, but it's something I can't get behind. I don't understand it. And
it's something that's in society is dictating a lot of this again.
I think they are.
So it's a sad situation. Trans definitely not into sports, should not be into sports. I think
It seems like a no-brainer.
Men are men, women are women. You go, if you're a man, if you were born a man, you go into the man's bathroom. If you're a woman, you were born a woman, you go into the woman's bathroom, and that's just the end of that.
Look how simple
Why
it
have
is,
all that-
everybody.
Yeah.
It
So
is
simple.
It is simple.
It's
Why
very
have all that
simple.
confusion?
Yeah, it is. I mean, like I used to tell kids, life is only as hard as you make it. So here we are, simplified. Man, woman,
Right.
it's
So,
over.
That's it.
When you were younger, did you see any of that? Was trans
No.
nothing? Whatsoever?
No.
No, you kept that stuff to yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, if it was the case.
No,
I
no.
don't think transgender would have been a thing, but I think
Transvestite?
transvestite was something different because that's when you just
Maybe.
dressed like a woman,
Right.
and that I
I'm
think
not
was
gonna lie.
around, but not heavily.
There was men that like to dress as women.
I don't
And then they
understand
had
that either.
competition too, but they had that competition. They used to have them downtown actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was in a bar shooting pool in the old Aunt Mary's downtown. And anyway,
Good Dan Wilbur said, everybody needs transportation.
that's right.
Right then. Right.
Yeah, and I remember shooting pool one night, and I didn't know what was going on, and all of a sudden I saw these very tall women
Yeah.
walk
Whoa.
into the bar, and I'm
From
going,
the Amazon or what?
what is going on here? And she said, oh, they had a competition across the street. I think it was the Holiday Inn back then. And yeah, they had a competition. And I'll tell you, some of these guys, dang. And
What, they pulled it off well? Or?
I know.
yeah,
Oh,
they
wow.
did. And boy, I'll tell you about the money that I ended up, one of them actually bought me a drink. And I'm like, I went over, it was Victor Victoria. Okay. This
Fitting.
is true. And so I went over and sat and had a long conversation actually, and he goes, "Oh, they call me Chuck back home."
They call me Chuck back home.
And that was it. That was it. And but they spent a lot of money, but it's there. It's kind of like Halloween maybe for them, or impersonation. They
Right.
like to dress up into women's clothes. There's nothing
But they
wrong
don't-
with that.
They don't live that. They don't live their everyday life like
No.
that.
No, and I can see
No.
that. That's like playing a role in a movie.
Yeah.
That's like
Furries.
furries or
Why you both look at me?
what cosplay.
Cosplay, yeah.
I think that can be enjoyable as long as it doesn't become your life. And as soon
Right.
as it does become your life, then I think there's
Something going on.
something going on.
Right. Right.
What's imaginary Susan says here?
No.
Why can public restrooms be single use, one at a time, use rooms, changing table? I think that's the only way around.
What, public restrooms being single use?
That's the
How
only
long
way
would it
around
take?
the whole bathroom thing.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, yeah,
It
but
would
it's
take
not.
forever.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I don't
Especially
think
at a
it's,
sporting event. You ain't gonna see the game if it's single use.
Right.
Okay,
yeah.
as long as there's a sign in there that says "Men must sit down."
Yeah, there you
End
go.
of story.
There we go.
You know what?
No long shots.
No, no.
Long shots.
Long shot.
Do you know there was actually
She's
a
so cool.
there was
I raised two boys.
right there was a bar. No, was it a bar or it was a study? I forget. They put a porcelain fly in the urinal,
Oh,
and it helped to keep the bathrooms cleaner because men are goofy.
they
Yeah.
aim for some
They
reason.
aim
We don't
for
know why,
something.
but
Yeah,
we do.
yeah.
They aim for it, and it kept it cleaner. But I also did read. I found out that it's better if even if a man sits down, it's easier to pee.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why, guys. Guys have this thing that if you sit down when you pee, you're a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is. What's the big deal about it? Like, it's a weird thing, guys. Like, you don't sit down when you pee, you stand up.
Were you ever in a bathroom though that was like an old bathroom? Like I don't know. It used to be at for guys. It used to be at like the races.
Oh yeah, it's
just a trough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody pees in a trough, and it all
Yeah.
runs one
Oh
direction.
yeah. Oh yeah. Real
Oh.
simple.
What was that
Yeah.
restaurant
Yeah.
that's up in was it Elk Valley? Is it Elk Valley? There's a restaurant up there that was really well known.
Is it off of 90 or no?
They had, I think so.
bro-
It was
yeah.
up by Gem City Gun Club. There's one up there. They had the trough. And
They still have.
They had the trough, and my son was doing something. I don't know. I had to take him into the bathroom. He wanted to go to the men's bathroom. I made sure there was no men in there. I went in there, and here I'm. I had never seen one before in my life, and I was starting to wash my hands, and as the water was just coming out.
That's a common
I
mistake.
had no idea.
What, you were just like,
Yeah, it's just like,
wait a minute.
what?
What's
I
going
think I
on?
made a huge mistake. That's funny.
I had no idea.
That's an honest mistake.
I know.
My son looked at me and he goes, Mom, I think that's for peeing in. I'm like,
No,
Apparently it is.
no, I always go in the stall, but I go in the stall for a different reason.
but those are pretty high. It was pretty high too. It was like, what are you gonna do? Like,
I know, yeah.
jack yourself up there?
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
rainbow it.
It has to be.
Oh man.
Well, I know my son certainly wasn't going to get in there, so that was.
So, or just real quick with parenting, who's easier to raise, boys or girls, for you?
Both.
Both are equal.
Yeah, I think so.
My mom always said she was glad she had a boy.
I
Oh,
always
really?
thought that too until Kaylee came along, and of course I was 50 when Kaylee came along. But Kaylee's just been a dream child.
Just amazing.
My
Both
first son
said
was
she
a dream child. Yeah, he brought him home. He slept all the time. He went. I got some sleep.
She
The
was
second child, not so much.
She was wonderful until about 5.
No,
And then the
six.
demon came
it
out.
was like 10.
Oh my! My
No.
second son.
At
oh
10,
my.
He
she
was,
started to, like-
he was completely different from.
He had ADHD. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's.
Right.
ADHD.
It was a definite challenge, and
Wait,
he's
That's,
he
that's
still
her.
is.
He still is.
He
Did
still
he
is.
grow out of it? Or?
No.
Oh,
no,
man.
he's the addict.
Imaginary Susan says boys.
Boys.
Boys are easier. I mean, I'm sure.
I always thought that they would be for sure. I mean, I always loved my boys. I learned to hunt. I learned to fish. Just did everything. We BMX bike racing. We did everything, and most of it we did it together, except the bike racing. But
Right. Understandable.
but Kaylee has been she's just been the best. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Very nice. Congrats. That's great. So here's a question that it's on topic, and you'll really be able to answer this. Can a mother fulfill a father's role?
No,
Yeah.
Mm.
no. There's something about having, the man in the house. Because again, you go back to that thing where they kind of set the tone. They kind of, and then can be. I don't know. I know some really great guys, at church that have kids and they raise their kids and are so interactive with their children, and they do camping and they do this and they do that, and it's just.
John said that. I don't want to read it because it's kind of about me, so you're going to have to read that there, Austin.
What?
Is that the right one? Wait, no, not that one.
Mm.
Right here.
Yeah.
Don't touch my feet.
Oh yeah.
That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
No, you're supposed to read it.
Oh, you don't want to read it.
I want to read it because it's about me.
Oh, I thought it was like private. That's why you didn't want
No,
me to read it.
That's what I was thinking.
I was like,
no, you have to read it.
and
all
I
right.
certainly can't read that.
John Bush says,
Yeah.
as someone who was heavily raised by my mother alone, I would have a male. I would say a male is and was needed, and thank God for James fulfilling that role for me.
Aw, nice.
Very nice. But I asked the
Nice.
question because you did raise a child without a man in the house, didn't you?
Absolutely. All
And
three
she
of
seems
them.
like she turned out great.
All three of them.
But are you
yeah.
saying it would have definitely been a lot easier with a male in the house, or were the kids miss it later in life? Was there something that you noticed, like, man, if the guy
Okay, so
was there?
my first son was a gem. He was just a great kid. My second son, he was difficult, and I think it would have been a lot different for him. It might have been different for him if there had been a male figure that he could really look up to in the house.
Hmm.
Yeah. And unfortunately, some of the men that I chose weren't definitely not,
So,
good male role models.
I was talking about this.
but some of them were. I mean, one that actually just passed away, unfortunately, but taught my boys to hunt, fish. We did bow and arrow. We did it all as a family.
Oh.
So we had that, but it's different from having,
So me and James are kind of talking about this. If this is too personal, just skip it. But you were married twice, right?
Correct.
Twice. Okay. So what is your reason? Are you turned off from marriage? What's the reason you would never want to get remarried? I think you said that.
I did, just because of my age now.
Okay,
If
so
I was younger,
That's kind of what I was
certainly, yeah.
So it's not a thing that you're turned off. Marriage was ruined for you. It's just
No.
more of an age thing.
Yeah, it's more of an age
Okay.
thing. Yeah, because it's just at that time right now. I mean, it's just there's just number one, the field's not real big.
Right. There's always Tinder.
Yeah.
Swipe.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. It's just, you know, either I'm just not gonna leave it at that.
You look great for your age, by the way.
Oh,
I never would have
thanks.
guessed you're 70, so.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
But, yes. Did you have any more questions, Jamesy?
What's this say?
I have a question for you guys.
Oh, yes. We never get questions, so.
Yeah, no, we enjoy this.
If it was up to men to have children and babies, would you?
Why not?
Would you have a baby?
Why not?
I mean, let me give birth?
Yes, physically.
Well,
If-
You mean
if-
like? Wait. Okay, let's.
pop the kid out. You get a
Yes.
belly.
Let's-
If it
let's-
was up to you guys to have the children,
Nope.
No, wait.
Well, I don't have any kids, so I can't
Is
really
this a
speak on
sudden change, or is this? Are you?
Yeah.
Because if we grew up that way, it wouldn't be a question.
right?
it. But even so,
If it was to change now, no.
you wouldn't. What if you and Betsy were married, you were younger, or, you know, you were 30?
So what I'm saying is it's a hard question for a man or anybody to actually answer with the context of it would be a sudden change from the normal.
I don't think
if
it's a
you were
hard
brought
question.
up that way.
If you really want a kid, though, why wouldn't you do it?
Do you think you could withstand the pain?
Guys are.
Do you think you
Oh,
could
like-
withstand having a cesarean section?
Cesarean section, I don't want people to get mad. Cesarean section doesn't seem that bad, because don't they numb you up a lot? That's what I'm saying. I don't want to speak. But it seems like they numb you up, and you're awake the whole time, right? They're cutting you open.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
While they take your stomach and your innards out and plop it up on your chest? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're awake for all that.
She didn't
Oh,
look
God.
so good.
really?
She didn't look so
I've
good.
always heard that there's not much pain with it.
She
but I guess
might
that's
not have
true.
pain after they took the spinal fluid out and
Yeah, but the other way is not a pleasure
Spinal
either.
tap,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they did
Hmm.
epidural.
epidural. Yeah,
But no,
The,
I'm pretty sure.
the labor pain was the worst.
yeah.
Because it was in my back.
I think I can handle a lot of pain, and I've taken some pretty serious pain. Like I've had kidney stones, and I've talked to many
pretty
women
serious.
who
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
kidney stones. Like the one, my boss's wife, he was like, she goes, I would rather have 10 kids than one kidney
Yes.
stone.
Ugh.
And
The kidney stones are bad.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think it's a little bit different for a guy too, because that has to go through a lot of little tubing.
yeah.
But aren't girls better at dealing with pain in general then?
So the statistic is girls technically can handle more pain, but guys are actually more willing to get pain.
Well, Bunny, did you ever see the video? They 2 guys. They said I can do childbirth, no big deal, and they simulated it for them. They put all this stuff.
Oh,
their
yeah,
stomach.
yeah.
Was that?
They were like crying.
Where was that? What was that?
Menstrual cramps.
Yeah, it was like the
They
menstrual
put the
cramps.
shock
Yeah,
machine
they put,
on them or
yeah,
something.
and they were bawling their eyes.
I'd try that.
What
You
was
would do it?
that?
Oh yeah, I'd
It
do
was
that.
like they were trying to simulate kind of what birth kind of
It
is.
was like an e-stim machine, but
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was. What was that?
I don't know.
I can't
I've seen a
remember.
lot of
I've,
videos like
I've
that,
seen that though.
Yeah.
and I watch them like those guys are pussies.
I could do it.
Yeah.
That's you get the used to.
So, anyways, yeah, no, that would be a hard
Put a
question.
couple, just put a couple cantaloupes here.
Right, yeah, I
put a
know.
watermelon here. Saran wrap yourself and walk around like that for a few
I'm not
days.
saying
There
I
we
See
go.
how your
want
back
to.
feels.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think I want to. But
Right.
if
Well, I don't think women want to go through the pain either, but they want to have kids, so they do it.
You forget about, when you're going through it. Ooh, yeah. But afterwards, you forget about it
yeah,
really
the
quickly.
reward is
It
worth
does.
it.
You forget the
Yeah.
pain, and
Yeah,
it
you
wasn't that
do.
bad. Then 9 months later.
So you would just switch all of a sudden? You would just
If I
switch?
really, right now, I'm not looking like I'm not dying to have a kid. But if I really wanted a kid, yeah, what's 9 months, going through 9 months to have something that's, you bring the life into the
It's
world.
not just the 9 months now. Your body's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
All right, let's call it
You're
2 years.
Oh,
no, it
Let's
changes
call it
forever.
10 years.
Never
Ever?
the same.
Think about how your butt would feel if you popped out a bowling ball.
Oof, I would never be the same.
Yeah.
No, you
Goodbye,
wouldn't.
cruel world.
So my
And let
answer
me
is
tell you something, the butt will never look the same either.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
everything changed. So my answer is I wouldn't do it
I know.
now.
It's true.
It is true, I know. I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't switch now. But if that was the societal norm, if you grew up with that, I would.
Mm. Even if you really wanted a kid, you want to do it. And Betsy wanted a kid so bad. You wanted a kid. Would you adopt before doing that? Okay, see.
Mm.
That's what I would do. I would adopt.
Better question, not a better question, but why the heck do they not have male birth control out by now? It makes more sense than anything. They say a lot of guys won't take it though, which I think is crazy. But
I don't.
well, I'm saying like
Men are very egotistical.
I know they really are, and
I wouldn't.
Men don't like their stuff being played with.
true.
And that's part of, a lot of men,
I mean,
that's why I
it
asked
depends
about,
on the
would you have
context
a
of that
baby?
statement.
Oh my god!
Most men are afraid to have a vasectomy,
Good night,
for
folks.
pity's sake.
I know. They really
Right?
are. They really are.
And, so,
My one buddy had a vasectomy, and he's like, it felt like, because they do it right in the office.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, and you're back to work the same day.
Yeah. He said when they did
with
it,
a nice pack.
With a nice
he said it felt like they pulled a piece of spaghetti from his nose right down out his rear end.
Oh,
Oh,
what the
my
heck?
word.
That's a weird analogy.
That's what he said. He said that's what it felt like. And I was like, no.
No. Yeah, that's how. Yeah. Well, they say it's a man's world. And it kind of is a man's
Male
world.
birth control is a conspiracy to keep population growth.
growth. What does that mean exactly? Imaginary Susan?
I'm not sure I follow that, but here's what I say. I say if you don't want to have kids, you don't have sex.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Maybe I'm super old
No,
school. But
no, it's true. The best.
you can have sex, you just don't have to have that kind of sex.
Whoa!
Okay. Thinking outside of the box.
Very,
as they say.
very smart.
Double pun right there.
That's right. Very
Alright.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You are freaking awesome. We're gonna. I
Yes.
hope
Use birth control.
we'd love to have you on again after this. This has been a lot of fun. But yes, absolutely, man. Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
That's why we wanted her on. 'Cause I figured this would go well.
Awesome.
So should we get into the movie review since it's?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and the movie.
Did
Did you
you?
watch it?
We couldn't find it. There
Oh,
was
you-
no. It's you have to buy it.
You have to
buy it or rent it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were
Well,
gonna watch it, but no.
the movie we reviewed this week was Good Morning Vietnam.
Do
Yeah.
you have
Good morning, Vietnam.
There it is. I
Yeah.
feel like Robin Williams is in the house.
Do you have a DVD player, Blu-ray player?
Oh yeah.
All right, you can borrow it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll definitely watch it.
So James has seen it plenty of times. I've already
I'm
seen
not
it. This is the
gonna-
first time I saw it. I watched it
In it.
this morning.
I rewatched it again.
I really, if you like Robin Williams, you like the movie. It was like classic vintage Robin Williams.
And it was very touching.
Mm-hmm.
It was very. I think it showed a lot of how laughter
Seriously?
is
Mhm.
good,
Oh yeah.
and comedy in certain situations can alleviate the
Mhm.
stress.
It reminded me a little bit of like how Howard Stern was on the radio. He was kind of controversial, and no one wanted to say that, but people really liked him. And like he was saying stuff that was a little out there,
Yeah,
a lot of political stuff,
I can see the relation there.
A little
Different-
bit, not-
different context.
definitely, but just kind of similar, like FCC doesn't want you doing this, type thing.
Yeah,
Not the
I
FCC's
think
over there.
Adrian Cronauer was doing it more for the men
Oh yeah.
than doing it for self-gain like Howard.
You know much about the detail of the movie or no?
What do you mean?
The scene where they sent him down that road and they got like ambushed.
Yeah, I don't know if that was real.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if you knew.
I know
or not.
Adrian Cronauer watched the movie and he said it was like 45% true.
That's pretty good for a
Or,
movie.
or did he watch it? I forget. Somebody said it was 45% true. I don't know if he watched it.
I want to look the guy up. Does he look anything like Robin Williams or not?
I don't think he did. And
Okay.
I listened to one of his broadcasts and he was not as
Who?
Robin Williams
Mm.
as.
Who?
Robin Williams did a really good job portraying like a guy who's kind of a wacky guy on the radio. Though.
Yes.
It was.
And there was a lot of the puns
Right.
that he used, and yeah, no, he was very Robin Williams, but it was very fitting for the type of movie, the style, the character that he needed to portray.
Right. No, I thought it was really good. Really good.
He was
Like,
very young. I
Yes,
thought
he was-
very young.
he was. Yeah.
Was that one of the first movies that he had done that made him that brought him into the the
I don't know the
acting
timeline
picture?
of that movie. I
Yeah.
don't know
Wasn't
where it
it?
was in his
Was it
career.
1990 or was it before then?
No, it was 1986.
Oh, it was 86. Okay.
I believe it
So
was.
it's probably at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, because he was a stand-up comedian and everything. That was after what's that show he did? Rick and Morty or not Rick and Morty?
Yeah,
What's
it's
his-
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Mindy.
Yeah. I've never
Yeah,
seen that
yeah,
show,
yeah.
but I heard. Is that show any good or not?
I thought it was good, but I mean, I watched it when I was young,
Mm.
and the only thing I remember actually is that Nanu Nanu.
Nano. Yep.
And
No,
then
I
Chilling.
he built a whole Jeep CJ7 in his apartment.
Of course you remember that.
Oh my gosh.
In the movie, like he took it all apart and put it back together in the apartment, and I was like, I just thought that was awesome, and I was a Jeep fan for a long time.
That's great. No, but if you like Robin Williams, I recommend that movie. It's not too much political stuff in it. It's a lot of. It's not
I mean,
as
it
much.
kind of was. It was pretty. Did you catch all those things? Like
No,
the police action.
Oh
moments?
yeah, but the cool thing was that Robin Williams wanted to show everyone else what was really going on.
He did.
They don't.
He
They
did.
only wanted certain news. They wanted good news on the
Right,
show.
and the reason behind that was to not bring the men's spirits down.
Right. No,
And he wanted to share the truth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I thought, I think the movie was extremely well done.
The one guy in it, he had a kind of a high pitched voice. He sounded exactly like Joe Pesci. You know who I'm talking about? Remember the guy who thought he could be funny on the
Oh, yeah,
radio?
yeah.
He sounded exactly like Joe Pesci.
He did.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a really good movie. What would you give it?
That's up there, man. That's like, for me, that's like an 8.2.
Oh damn, that's
I
high.
love that movie.
That's very high. I give it a 6.9
Yeah.
for me.
What did IMDb give it?
I think it got like a 6.8 or 6.9.
Oh, really?
We're doing Midloop right now.
Nope, it was
No,
really
it's
good. Very good movie. I'm not sure what we're gonna do next week, but I hope you've had fun on here, Bonlene.
Yes.
It
Yes,
was-
I did.
It
It
was
was great having you.
It was.
It was fun.
We'd love to have you back again. You were really honest about everything, which I
Yeah.
love. You were funny.
Honestly,
That freaking
yes.
that backdoor question, I'm gonna be laughing about all the way home. That was
Mhm.
very good. But yeah, no, it was really cool seeing a different perspective on men versus women and
I'm an old-fashioned gal, in a lot of the ways, but still kind of,
Hip with it.
yeah, modern, kind of, yeah.
I
Learn
know-
how
I
to
know
do a
when you-
lot. I mean, it's, I guess it's what my life has dictated for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, learning how to
rolling
do
with the
things and
times.
learning how to be your own mechanic or learning how to fix things in your own home and things like that, I think is really a good thing.
I think it would be a good thing for everyone.
But I don't know
Well,
why.
true.
Why would people not want to know?
There's
how
a
to do
lot
it?
of guys
Just
that
ignorance
don't know
is
how to
bliss?
do stuff.
Oh,
Isn't
no.
that the thing?
And I laugh
I
at
mean,
them.
oh my gosh. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I wonder why the reason. I guess girls don't learn how to do it is because the guy will do it for them. I guess that's the reason.
Why is the reason guys won't do it?
Well,
Because the guys won't do it for them.
well, yeah.
Because they make the money to hire somebody, I guess.
Yeah.
I know, and I never understood that. I mean, sometimes it's nice, like
No,
for
some
my
yeah, some-
roof. I paid for someone to do my roof because
Oh, yeah. I can, if you don't know, yeah. that's-
I know how, but I'm
Would
like,
you?
I gotta get this equipment. I gotta get
Um,
friends to help me. I gotta get, because you couldn't just. It's not feasible for me to do a metal roof by myself.
Right.
Oh, no.
So, versus calling on everybody, it was like, you know what?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I'd hire a professional for sure for something like that because that can be a little tricky. If you don't do that right, then
Right.
you're.
Have you worked on car stuff too on your own?
I have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Older cars. I was just talking about this yesterday because my car, I got to ask you a question before I leave. There's something wrong going on with my car. So here's this. It's the, how to say it? It's the turbo cooling tube going into the oil pan. Okay, that's what it looks like. It's where it's leaking. And I had a couple drops on my garage floor. And then so I'm going, oh my gosh. So I took it over to, I won't mention the garage name, but I took it over there and I said, I think this is these are the pictures, because I got 2 pictures of where it is. And he says, oh no, that's dripping. That's nothing. That's a Ford thing. You've got to go over to a Ford dealer. That's dripping on your catalytic converter. That could catch fire. That's a pass. That's an inspection fail. We can't touch that.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay. So I go to a friend of Ford's. So I go over there and I show him the pictures and he goes, I said, any idea how much this would cost? Not knowing at that point, trying to pinpoint exactly what it was. I'm thinking it's the whole seal. Do they have to drop the transmission? What's going on? And I said, so he goes, could be 3,000. Well, I just about fell over there. So then I went over to Country Fair and then saw your daughter and then went down to another garage, people that I trust. And he goes, oh, we're just about ready to close, for a couple weeks. Bring it in, let me take a real quick look at it. So he actually pinpointed where the leak was.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I have to ask you a question about that just to see, but, see if you have a place where I can take it to be. Because I guess, I don't know if that's an inspection fail or not. Because I'm due for inspection as well, so.
I don't think leaks are an inspection fail, but maybe.
I'm
I
afraid
know
to pull my car
I
into
know
the
inspection mechanics. I know an inspection can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was afraid to pull my car in. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna, what am I gonna do? It could be 3,000, and they're charging 120, 125 bucks an hour over there at the dealership now.
It is crazy what people charge. That's why it was nice that I know an inspection mechanic. He's very close.
Imaginary Susan really likes you. She said the woman is very wise and kudos for raising your kids alone.
Oh, thank
Which
you.
which is awesome.
Thank you.
Because I never realized how shucks. I never realized how much work parenting is until you're in like a relationship with someone with a kid. And it's crazy work. It's so much work.
It is a lot of work, but it's also very rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
Try doing that and coaching baseball and soccer, and I was first women assistant coach in MYA Milford.
I got lucky. She didn't want to do any sports.
Oh, yeah.
What did you do for work growing up? And
I was a licensed beautician, which I still am,
oh yeah, oh damn.
and I went into bartending. a while
Oh okay.
ago, so,
Oh okay.
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. And you guys do you and Kaylee, do you guys have a baked goods business or no?
We do. We did.
Yeah, you can plug anything right here.
It's called Confections by Muffin and Cupcake, and we do have a Facebook page. But several people have asked us if we're going to bake cookies this year. I don't know. I don't think so, just because of the price of ingredients. Because we use Madagascar vanilla, we use real butter, we use
That
stuff.
just means the price of the product goes up.
Yeah, I know, but here people don't want to pay $50 for a tray of cookies. You know.
What can you do with
Daniel-
James' beard?
Yeah, Daniel had a question for you. What can you do with James's beard?
Oh.
Is there anything?
There's some conditioner I can give him. For
Okay.
Sure, I can get him on
All
that.
right, very nice.
I definitely have some essential oils that he can use.
Very nice.
Probably not.
Do you have anything to, let's say,
wait, was
make
that-
help
is
a
that
guy
a-
grow
was that a
facial
plug?
hair?
It's
Young living
We are-
essential oils.
We are Young Living, yeah. We do a lot of essential oils. Kay uses, makes this spray called a mermaid spray, and it's really nice, and it makes your hair silky, and it's got all
Wet.
kinds of nice essential oils in it, and it's nice. It would really condition your beard, by the way.
You guys do all kinds of really cool stuff, it sounds like. Very nice.
Yeah, we do.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you having you on. You've been great.
Thank you. It
Answered
was
everything
fun.
honestly. Yeah, I hope you had a good time.
Very fun.
And we'd like to have you on again in the future.
Okay,
Yes,
sounds
ma'am.
good.
All right.
Awesome. All right.
We're gonna peace out.
We'll see everyone next
Night,
week.
guys.
Good
Thanks
night.
everybody who, if you were new, thanks for watching.
Yes, thanks for watching.
Yes.
Yes, that was fun.